90s, there was a development proposal that was approved for about 1.1 million square feet, and that project basically expired. And but right now we have entitlements for a net of 727 square feet. I think on the facility is about 400,000 square feet of office R&D right now. So that's a fairly sized redevelopment of that campus. And that gives you a little bit of flavor of what's going on. One of the things that we would like to see is that when Albertsons moved out, we lost 3 of our grocery stores. And so we had tried to make some calls around to some of the supermarket chains, and they basically didn't respond to us.
Well, we might explore some of that with a later question too.
But it looks like that we are getting activity. There's a lot of inquiries, and so there is some opportunities, but I think you better move fast if you have potential clients or tenants that are willing to occupy those spaces, because it seems like there are quite a bit of interest in the city.
Good, thank you. I'm going to jump to Santa Clara's neighbor, Sunnyvale, and ask Connie to talk about some of the development plans in Sunnyvale right now.
Well, first, thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here. And as Kelly said, if after the meeting you guys need additional information, please let me know. Give me your card. It's funny, I was listening to Kelly mention all the stuff that she has, and I'm like, oh, we have that, we do that, we do that. We must be in the same business. So we also have the electronic newsletter. We also have our monthly updates, and you can go on our website and download them. And I'm just going to focus on a few of the projects. Sunnyvale, as you know, we're also very busy, similar to some of our neighbors. But I'm going to focus on a few of the projects that you guys may have heard about, or that you guys have, may have some interest. And starting in our office sector, we have J. Paul over in Moffett Park, which is at the intersection of 237 and 101. They're building about 1.7 million square feet of office, very high-end, Class A, with all the amenities. They have a Olympic-sized pool,
wow,
and one of the most beautiful gyms I've seen. You know, they have hardwood floors. They have a meditation yoga room. It's just, I asked if I could get a membership, and they just didn't know. So I was very disappointed in that. But as you guys who are in the business know, we from the city were a little concerned that they have not announced a tenant for that beautiful buildings sets that they have over there. They assure us there's a lot of interest, but no deal as of last week. No deal has been signed yet. So you know, we're just getting a little concerned. Obviously, you know, what's going on with the market is it's softening. It's 1.7 million square feet of office space that's going to come in the market. And in addition to that, in that whole area that we call Moffett Park, because it's adjacent to Moffett Field, we have another about 250 to 500 square feet of Class A office space that it's under construction, and all of this office space is going to come online probably in the next 6 to 7 months. So, you know, we're just trying to figure out how that's going to play out, what's going on, and we really hope some of our tenants or some of the businesses that we're talking to are able to sign a lease. And in that area, we also have Yahoo, which I'm sure all of us who have read the paper know what's going on with Yahoo and Microsoft and Google, and we're a little concerned as to what's going to happen with that. So that's on our radar screen as well.
Or is it?
Yes, well, that is the question I'd like to have answered. On the retail side, you know, we have a few sprinkles of little retail projects in and around our cities. 2 of the ones that you guys might be familiar with is Rite Aid, is on the corner of El Camino and Fremont. I'm sorry, El Camino and Sunnyvale, Saratoga, and Fremont. It's an old, it used to be a restaurant, and right now it's not crazy buffet, I'm sorry, California buffet.
Okay.
So California buffet, that
Remington.
Yes, Remington, sorry, thank you. It's California buffet, right where California buffet is. Rite Aid has come in and proposed to build a Rite Aid with a drive-through, and that's sort of the problem that the city has, because there's residential all around it, and the residents have expressed some concern about the drive-through. You know, the noise. Do they want to hear, you know, your prescription's ready for pickup, or my name is so and so. So we need to find a way how to mitigate that, because Rite Aid really wants to move forward with that project, and the city, we're not sure that we can support that. So that's the issue there. And then, for some reason, Sunnyvale, we don't have the same problem that Santa Clara does in attracting grocery stores. We're very good with grocery stores. We also seem to be attracting a lot of drugstores. It's a good thing. on El Camino, there's a new Walgreens that's being built right next to the current Best Buy and Petco. They're right there. So that's going to be opening up in the next few months. And then there's going to be an additional retail pad adjacent to that. In addition to that, we have a hotel where some of you guys may be familiar with. It used to be the Hilton over on Lakeside Drive, adjacent to 101. That has been torn down, and that project is entitled to do a high-end residential / hotel combination. They have been approved for a 202, 205 hotel room, and then in addition to that, some high-end townhomes that they will have the amenities adjacent to the hotel, so the people who live in the residential units can take advantage of room service, dry cleaning, all that stuff. And it's the developer on that is Millennium Projects out of Singapore, so we're very excited, and we hope that they start. The building has been demolished, but we hope they can do the groundbreaking fairly soon, because we think that's going to be a really nice project for Sunnyvale, and the fact that it's adjacent to 101, we think it's going to attract some really good tenants for that, because they're also going to have a little bit of retail pad. In the residential part, we have an area that in 1993 the city decided it's north of 101 between 237. We call it the ITR area, and it's I think Eugene, where Toll Brothers is building over on Tasman and Fair Oaks. In 1993, the city decided that we needed to build, more residential units, and we knew that some industrial land was underutilized. So we said, well, how can we work on this, and how can we figure this out? So we actually rezoned all that area to residential, and it was industrial to residential. And for 10 years, nothing happened. It stayed residential, it stayed underutilized. And beginning in 2003, from 2003 to now, there's been over 900 units built. And it's all townhomes. But now the problem that we have over there is that some residents that live over there, they said, well, where's the grocery store? Where do I get my coffee shop? Where do I, where do I get my bagel? So, it's just different problems. And we work with another developer, Essex, that is got approval to build they call it a mixed-use project, but they're going to have about 400 housing or apartments, and then about 50,000 square feet of retail. And they have the letter of intent for Fresh and Easy, which is that grocery store that is starting to expand a lot into Northern California. So we're excited that we're able to work with the developer to get a grocery store to an area that the resident says that they needed that. And then I have this other little project in our downtown that we've been working on it for the last 5 years. And this is, for some of you that are familiar, it used to be our Sunnyvale Mall. So we've torn that, and I call it a small project because it's 30 acres, so I was being a little facetious when I said that. It's 30 acres. What that has been entitled for, what they're building is 1 million square feet of retail, and that includes our Macy's and Target. They will be our anchor stores, and Macy's and Target will stay there. And then we'll get a bunch of retail tenants. They will have 292 condos, and the council was very strict that it not be rental property, that it be for sale. So they will all be condos / townhomes. We're getting a movie theater, 60-screen movie theater, and a 200-room hotel also on the site. So a lot of people are comparing it to Santana Row. We like to think we're going to be a little bit different. We know we're not going to have the high-end retailers that Santana Row has. Unfortunately, we looked at our demographics and we said, that's not our market. So we'll have more of your traditional, mall tenants. But we're very excited about that. That's under construction. We expect the first phase of that project to open in spring of summer of 2009. So we're very excited about that. And right where that project is, across the street, we used to have a town and country village. That used to be a little bit older, so that has been demolished. Part of that has been demolished. The same developer that's working on the town center project acquired that land, and they have been entitled for up to 435 housing units and up to 50,000 square feet of retail. So far, they've made an application to build 264 of those units and 35,000 square feet of retail. And they've already started the demolition process. They've submitted their application for the first phase. So we are working with them to get it done. And it's the same, it's Sandhill Properties that is working in a lot of our cities right now. So, we're very excited about what's going on in Sunnyvale. If I can answer any more questions.